Hi, everybody. I'm popping in to create a live thing. And morning here, Montreal time. I hope everybody's doing good. And I wanted to bring a subject this morning around the bridge between pain and authenticity, as I've been receiving a few emails and questions when we practice in the mornings in the free daily practices and about sometimes worries about pains and what does it mean and all of this. So I wanted to create a short video for you to bring a little bit more consciousness around how pain in the body is a communicator. When there's pain in the body, it means that there's information that is kind of knocking at your door and is wanting to be listened by you. It wants to be heard. So why pain was put in the first place, or protections, it's because underneath there is a part of you. This is the bridge with authenticity. There's a part of you, of your essence, of who you are in this body, of what you're kind of meant to be doing in this life, and tons of different informations that was emerging at one point, but somehow it was unsafe to allow it to emerge or to be seen or to be integrated. Most of the time, this comes from young age. You know, we had a part of us that wanted to be expressed, and something was wrong around this, and we chose to shut it down and shut it down. And this shutdown creates what we call tension, and it creates, at one point, pain. And even at one point, when pain is knocking at our door and we choose to not listen to it, we will even get numb. Okay, so the whole point of the type of embodiment practice that we do here is to first remove the layers of numbness and start feeling the pain again, not to amplify the pain, but to be aware that it's there. And then be curious. We're always knocking on the door, and curiously we're like, hey, what are you about? What are you here to tell me? Where have I lied to myself? Where haven't I shown up? And it's always the same principle, and you will hear me repeat this over and over. The whole point of this is to bring presence in yourself so you appear. So we want to be creating that movement, and look at it as a shield, you know, as a shield of protection that was put on our bodies to protect us from our light, from who we are. There's a quote that says this. I forgot who said it, but it's very popular. And it says, what we are the most scared of is not of our darkness, it's our light. And this is why all those protections were put on us, or it's just natural. This is how the body feels safe somehow. But it's not safe. What is safe is to reclaiming those parts. I made a video at one point around this, but I want to mention it again. What is safe when you feel pain or discomfort is to first be curious, have your heart open, and bring presence in the tissues. Example, if you feel pain in the chest, I received a message like this morning, or burnings, or all different types of sensations. Sensations can also be emotional sensations, like sadness or grief or depression or anxiety. Those are state of mind. Those are all in the category of sensations with a big S, okay? All of those are symptoms. All of those are symptoms that you have not reclaimed something that is just underneath this, all right? So by being curious, you start feeling the tissues. So the chest, you start feeling the lungs. You start feeling the pulsation of the lungs at a physical level first. And from that, it will start pumping. And you will be nourishing your being and all the energetical field. And of course, there is a bridge with spiritual energy. But just to bring awareness at the body level and authenticity, you want to reclaim everything that is hidden underneath the pain. The pain is there as a messenger. And you probably heard this through me or through other teachers in the healing world. But I really want to bridge authenticity. You are underneath your pain. All right? So if you want to appear in authenticity, if you want your, what we call light, to start shining, bring that awareness inside the pain. Don't amplify the pain, be with it. As a baby who is kind of crying, you know, be with it and be curious. It will open as you bring presence, just as a best friend will open to you if you are present with her and she wants to open up and share something that is precious for her or vulnerable. So it's a very vulnerable process to go inside like this. We find a lot of stuff, beautiful stuff, dark stuff, demons and angels, you know, we find tons of stuff. But the more we have this attitude of curiosity and openness, the more the body will get, you know, like very used to playing that game of, I have pain, let me bring presence, let me occupy that space inside of me, and let it clean out, let it clear out. And then the being is going to be nourished. And at the same time, this pain, and I'm pointing the chest because I received an email like this morning, the point of all of this is to bring the light out. Okay? So, and yes, and I wanted to say this, I lost my thought for a second. It's a world, okay? So it will start speaking to you too. So there's energetical world and presence world. And if you want to dig a little bit deeper, it will have a voice. It will have a persona. It will have tons of stuff, right? And this is a little bit more the step just after, but it will start whispering to you needs that are very important for your embodiment, for you to incarnate more who you are or the next step of your authentic self. And it's important to create that relationship with yourself. And I'm pointing here, but there's tons of other parts that create your own inner world. And the more you're present with it, the more it's going to say, you know what, like in the chest, I need to feel seen. And then you're going to have another voice saying, oh, I'm judging it, like I'm not going to feel seen. Who do you think you are? And it's a whole theater play. You must have fun with it. But if you hear a need that says, for example, I want to be seen, well, it's important that you hear it, your presence hears it, and then create some structures that will allow your body to be seen, first by yourself, but also challenge yourself. What is it about you that wants to be seen? And once you're seen, what is the next challenge that will be presented to you? And this is how you actualize your body. So we go from concept and ideology and ideas to actualization and embodying the authentic woman you are. So that's kind of a summary of the process. But it was important for me to create a live this morning and to keep on creating a relationship. So if you have questions, just put them underneath the video. It's a new version of live, so I cannot see at all who is present if there's somebody present. But use the chat box to pop comments or questions. And I will also put down there a link for Saturday's one-day retreat. If it interests you, we'll be diving deeper in the body, like having a whole practice in the morning and then rising up to discovering those answers a little bit deeper so you can create something different for your authentic self. So I'll be putting the link just after the video, and wishing you a great day. Let's be in this all together and let's actualize that light, or you can call it potential or energy or your authentic self. You know, it's all the same. Let's remove those layers of protection so we can raise together our frequency and start shining. Okay? So hope this was helpful for you. And if you're French speaking more and you want to write your question in French also, don't worry about this. Just feel super comfortable. Okay? And I'll keep on being spontaneous with those lives. All right. Beautiful day to everybody. I see a question. If sometimes the pain is intense and brings panic, it feels like an infinite ocean to me. How can we start making contact without drowning? Okay, So what I hear, the panic is the survival mechanism. And it's a very good point you bring, Raphael, because all of us, when we are going to start opening the door on which, this is starting to knock, panic is going to start, or fear is going to start appearing, because this is actually what knotted us. This is what created the tension. Okay, because it was so dangerous, for example, to allow this light or this part of us to exist, that the fear became so strong that it created a knot and the tension, and then it created that wall and that numbness. So the second we are going to do this, the first layer that we are going to have to deal with again is panic and fear, which was a symptom that we hadn't caught when all of this started to happen. So to not drown, sorry. First, it's to be aware of the process. I think it really helps to understand the process. And second, we work a lot with the womb and the pelvis and the grounding. That's what we do also in the mornings when we practice all together. It's important that when this starts happening to stay centered. So it is uncomfortable. It's not a woohoo process, because we are diving into darkness sometimes, right? So to bring presence in the womb, in our pelvic floor, this is where our safety is. And see how my tone starts going down? So we are bringing our vibration to that ground level. Very supportive, like Mother Earth energy. And this has a very, very subtle and soft energy that calms. It's again like when a baby is going crazy with tears or panic, right? Or whatever it's going through, she going through. Mother energy brings that nourishment, that support. So you want to kind of develop that relationship with Mother Earth, with the ground, which is the basic of the practice we do here. So your nervous system starts grounding, and the sympathetic nervous system starts decompressing, like being more centered. And so that's a technique that I bring, really, that anchoring to discharge the nervous system. But it's a process. It requires practice, I have to acknowledge, but knowing it and hearing me naming it helps, I'm pretty sure. So thank you for your question. And if somebody else is here and wants to ask a question, I'll stay on for a few minutes more to see. Like I said, I cannot see with this new version if there's somebody watching, but it's my pleasure. So write your questions even if you watch the live stream after, and it will be my pleasure to answer and to support all of you in everything that we're going through on the planet right now. Okay, because it's very important to have our nervous systems grounded and centered and feel that inner safety, because it's true that outside it's not safe and there is a virus, we cannot neglect this, but we have this inner safety that can be unshakable. When we start connecting with that ground energy, everything can happen outside, all our mental states, all our emotions, sorry to say it like this, our mind fucks, like I'm just going to be raw. It can all happen, but because we feel that ground and that safety, it dissolves. It dissolves a lot faster. And what is left is roots up, our light starts shining. Roots up, our vessel, our temple, our body starts being activated by energy, our own energy, but also Mother Earth energy and all the other energies that are accessible. The elements and all of this. And I don't want to start being too woo-woo. I just really want to stay down to earth with what I'm saying. But all of this is here to support us when we remove the layers of falseness. Okay? So the more we are open, the more our vessel starts receiving nature. Okay? A lot of what is abundant and flowing and giving and taking in an organic way. All of this starts opening to you when we start bringing those things to our lives. And like I always tell, clients or students, I always tell them, be your own teacher, be the explorer. Start discovering and receiving the answers, on your own. So I'm mentioning this And at the same time, I'm telling you, go ahead and explore. This is when you will know. This is when something inside of you will rest, because you will know from your own experience your answers. Okay? All right. Yeah. You're welcome, Raphael. So I'll leave you with this. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll see you in the group during the week. I really want to be present for all of you. Okay? Bye. Many blessings.